Hi guys, it's Tuesday and it's that time again. So I'm here to see your guys's. Well, I guess I can't see your guys' beautiful faces, but I can see your comments. And I love seeing your faces and your names pop up in the comments. So leave a comment, say hey. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Hopefully, Facebook will show me the comments, but if not, that's okay. I will come back and reply. So say hey, let me know that you're here, let me know that you're having fun, you're enjoying this, everything's making sense. Give me the feedback. I love all the feedback, you guys know. Okay, so today I am going to go over the 5 steps that have been noticeably the main steps that have really helped me overcome negative thoughts and behaviors. Of course, there's more that goes into this, as with anything, but these are like the 5 main steps that have really helped me change my patterns and behaviors when it comes to the way that I think and the way that I behave and show up in the world. So these 5 steps really help move the needle and make the changes for me. So like I said, there's always more to the puzzle than what meets the eye, but I can only share so much in like 15 to 30 minute windows. So these 5 steps are like the 5 bigger steps that really help me overcome those negative patterns of thoughts and behaviors that I had. So with that being said, again, say hey, let me know that you're here. I love, hey Cheyenne, I love seeing your guys' comments. I love knowing who's here with me, whether you're watching me live or you're catching the replay. Also, let me know if you guys have any questions or if everything that I share today makes sense and is helpful. I love hearing y'all's feedback. So, with that being said, step 1 out of 5 is understanding the mind and how it works, okay? So we first have to understand a little bit of science behind how this stuff works, okay? This helps our brain, the logical part of our brain, kind of grasp these things and allow it to move forward so that we know that it's possible and how things work and why, right? So we have to understand the mind just a little bit here. So the biggest thing that you need to understand is that our minds operate on a subconscious and a conscious level, right? Okay, so 95% of our mind is on a subconscious level, which means these are the things that are automatic, they're automated, they're things that we do that we don't even think about doing, okay? So, for example, like if you've been driving for many years, most of it is subconscious. I'd be uh, you know, inclined to say that 95% of it is subconscious. So, like, we're driving, and only 5% of our minds is being conscious when we're driving. But we're using the turn signal, we're pressing the gas, we're pressing the brake, we're turning the wheel. All of that is subconscious, it becomes automatic. Okay, that is with anything. So if we have had a thought pattern, okay, for many years, and most of our thought patterns, believe it or not, come from ages 0 to 7 years old. So anything that our caretakers told us when we were 7, or any leaders in our life, such as teachers or siblings or friends that we had from age 0 to 7, anything that people told us or said about us or whatever, that helped us make beliefs and thought patterns and decisions about ourselves at a subconscious level, because when we are 7 years of age and younger, our brain is operating solely at a subconscious level, which means that we are able to just take anything, and like that's why we can be gullible. Like, you can tell a kid anything and they'll almost believe it, kind of thing. They're very susceptible to suggestions. So whenever you are um, operating at a subconscious level, you're doing things automatically. And until you're about 7 years old, that conscious level doesn't even start to kick in. We're operating more so at a subconscious level. So this means if you want something to change, you must change it at a subconscious level. Because if you, so for example, if you have goals, right? If you want to work out more, or if you want to wake up earlier, or if you want to be kinder or practice more gratitude or whatever, right? These are your conscious thoughts. These are what your consciousness, that 5% consciousness, these are the goals that you're consciously aware of that you want to do, right? But if your subconscious mind, the part of your mind that is automatic, has not made the same decision, has not gotten on the same boat as your conscious mind, nothing's going to change. That's why you can have the greatest intentions in the world when you go to bed to change your life the next day and you wake up and nothing changes. Okay, it's because your conscious mind made a decision when your subconscious mind did not. So if you want things to change, you must do it at a subconscious level. Okay, so what that means is, I'll give you guys a brief explanation of ways that you can do that. Okay, so the easiest way to change something at a subconscious level is knowing how our brain operates in terms of waves. Okay, so right now and in general, our brains are operating at something called a beta brain wave. So this is when we're intaking information, we're learning, we're doing things, we're being active. That's usually when our brain is in a beta brain wave. Okay, when we are about to fall asleep or when we are in a very relaxed state of being, our brain waves slow way down into something that's called a theta brain wave. When we reach theta, what happens is that veil between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind goes down. And now we are tapping into the subconscious mind. And so that's why meditation can be such a powerful tool to help you rewire the subconscious brain. So if you go into a meditative state and you visualize, or if you chant, or if you say an affirmation of what you want to be doing instead, you are more likely to make that change at a subconscious level and not only at a conscious level, making it more possible for change to happen. So you are going to want to go into that theta, go into that relaxed state of relaxation so that you can change the attitude, the behavior, the thought, the whatever the pattern is that you want to break at a subconscious level, because the only way it's actually going to change and make manifest into your life is if it is changed at a subconscious level. So step 2 is have awareness of what is true for you. Hey Marcy, glad you're here. Are you being honest about your thoughts? Are you being honest about the way that you behave? Are you being honest about the way that you feel? And are you expressing that in your journaling or just in your day-to-day life or whatever, right? You don't necessarily have to tell other people how you're thinking or feeling or behaving, but you have to, if you want things to change, you must first bring awareness to what needs to change and be honest about it. If you're not honest about it, you're avoiding it or you're ignoring it or you're in denial about it, right? And you won't be able to change it. If you can't acknowledge something and be honest about it, it's not going to change. So step 2 is build the awareness of what is. Start being really honest with yourself, right? About what it is that you want to change. So build that awareness. Step 3 is accepting what is and embracing what is. If you take the time to first do step 2 and be honest and take note about what you think, how you behave, what it's like, what that feels like. Are you controlling? Are you codependent? Do you seek attention? Right? And I'm just saying these were things that I had to be honest about myself that I was experiencing, right? So like I had to take note of these things, right? I was controlling. I needed attention. I whatever, right? I wasn't expressing myself clearly. It was these behaviors, it was these thoughts that I had to write down and take note of. Next, I had to accept and embrace them. Instead of being judgmental and feeling guilty or shamed of these things that I was experiencing, I had to step out of that box of shame and judgment for myself and start trying to embrace and accept myself for what those behaviors were. Okay, and how I did that was I had to start looking for the positive intentions that these behaviors or thoughts had for me, right? I had to start looking for why they were trying to help me. Were they trying to protect me? Are they trying to motivate me to be better? What is actually happening here? Why can I actually love and embrace these parts of myself instead of judging these parts of myself and outcasting them, causing me to want to avoid them and be in denial about them, right? So we have to start being honest with ourselves, build awareness. And then step 3, we have to start accepting it and embracing it, looking for the positive qualities of those actions and behaviors. Step 4, once we start to look at the positive qualities and we start to see what is a little bit differently, and we had that weight lifted off of us of that guilt and shame, what happens is you're going to create energetic space inside your body to make something new happen. So when you've created that energetic space and you're not holding on to self-judgment or guilt or shame, right, and you've let those things kind of go and be released, and you'll feel that weight be lifted when you start to see those things a little bit differently. What's going to happen is you are going to have an opportunity now to decide how you want to think and feel and behave instead. So you pick the new thought, right? So if you think you're worthless, you want the new thought to be that you are worthy, right? Or if you if you sleep in and press snooze, and you want the new behavior to be getting up at 5 a.m. or whatever time it is, right, early in the morning, whatever it is, right, you're aware of what you're currently doing or thinking, and you've built a different relationship with it. Now you're going to want to decide what is the new thing that you want to do. You cannot replace a habit if you have nothing to replace it with. So first you have to figure out what your patterns are, your behaviors are, your thoughts are, and then you have to figure out, well, what do I want to do instead? How do I want to show up instead? Because once you create a new relationship with it, like I said, you're going to have that energetic space to create something new, to behave differently. So step 4 is decide what's the new thing you're going to replace the old pattern with. What's the new pattern you want to build, right? And then step 5 is take action so that new pattern will build regularly and consistently and effectively. So we've got to take action. So when you feel inspired, or when you feel the urge to wake up at 5 a.m., right? Don't press snooze. Take action and get out of bed. When you feel the inspiration or urge to look in the mirror and give yourself some compliments so that you can build that self-love or that self-worth, do it. Don't be like, oh, I'll do it later, right? Take action when you feel inspired. It's that action when you feel called to do the new thing that's going to help build that new habit, build that new behavior, and really solidify it into where it starts to go from a habit to a behavior to an instinct to the way you are. It's just simply who you are. You will be the new thing that you created, and it will only come from taking inspired action when you are inspired. You're not always going to be inspired, so just take the 2 minutes, the 5 minutes, the whatever it is to do the thing you're feeling an urge to do that you've been working on changing, right? So, again, these are the 5 steps, okay? Understand the mind and how it works, and that you have to make change on a subconscious level or things are not going to change. Step 2, build awareness about what is. Be honest with yourself about how you are currently thinking and behaving. Being honest is going to help you see yourself more clearly. It's going to give you an opportunity to change things. If we're not honest about it, we're avoiding it, we're denying it, and we're not going to be able to change anything. Then we have to accept what it is. Step 3, accept and embrace those things. Look for the positive intentions that are behind it. Step 4, decide how you want to think and feel instead. Replace the old habits with the new ones. Step 5, take action when you feel inspired to do so. Again, there's probably more to this equation, but these are the 5 steps that really helped me. And inside of my ultimate healing experience group that I have, that goes on constantly, right? I teach in detail the process that I use to identify what is, right? We start to be honest about what our thoughts and our behaviors are. And I give you the step-by-step process on how to find the positive intention, how to find evidence that it's not the complete truth so that you can start to change it and have a new perspective of it and evidence on what's new, right? On what, on the new thought that you want to create, which is going to help you create that energetic space to decide what you want to think and feel instead. And also it's going to help you accept and embrace it. So there's a whole process that I teach inside the Ultimate Healing Experience group to help transform those negative thoughts and behaviors into more positive and empowering ones so that you can take action easier and create that energetic space quick and easy. And then not only that, but I go deeper in the advanced classes that I do in the Ultimate Healing Experience group on how to reprogram the subconscious mind so that you can overcome and break any unwanted patterns and create the new thoughts and behaviors that you actually want to experience. So that goes back to step 1 of understanding the mind. We go deep in advanced trainings on how to change and reprogram what's happening on a subconscious level so that you can make these new habits, these new changes, these new patterns so quickly. You've seen some of my interviews and you've seen my clients talk about how they made change all in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. They're making extraordinary change, and it's because they are changing it on a subconscious level, and they're using this momentum that they're getting with all these tools that they get inside of my program to take action, to take inspired action, to have the reminders, to have the support, to have the accountability that they need. So if you want that support, that accountability, those tools to break these patterns, to break these behaviors, comment Ultimate Healing, and I'll make sure you get the details so that you can come and think about joining us in the Ultimate Healing Experience group, where I go in full detail on all of these processes, plus advanced trainings that pair with it. Because like I said, there are multiple pieces to this puzzle of changing your reality, changing your habits, breaking your patterns, right, that you no longer want to live in so that you can attract a new experience in your life. So, but these are the 5 main steps that have really helped me. I hope they made sense to you guys. But if you guys want more detail, if you want literally every tool that you could possibly need and the support and accountability to make it happen in your life for real, comment Ultimate Healing and I'll make sure you guys get the details so you guys can talk about or think about joining in the program with us. So, I'm not seeing any comments for any questions, but I hope that these 5 steps made sense to you guys. I hope that you guys picked up what I was putting down and you guys are feeling excited to start to learn a little bit more about these 5 steps and start to implement them into your life. And if you want extra support or guidance, please comment Ultimate Healing and I'll make sure that we get the details to you so that we can talk about starting that in that program or in that group with me. Okay, again, I don't see any comments, so I'm going to end it here, and I will see you guys next week. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and I wish light and love to all of you, and I'll see you guys later.